You did it, Zordia, just as I thought you would. Now tell us where the drop of life is. We won't allow anyone else to die.
You sus. I still don't trust you.
That which you seek lies before you. The aether yielded by the lindworm's heart is the stimulant for the regeneration factor. Now, set aside your grief, for your trope and the other fighters have not perished. Everyone can still be saved. Everyone except the president. I knew it! I knew they were still alive! I knew they were still alive! I was like, there's no way. Why would they preserve them here and make this a spectacle? Also, it's on freaking TV. That's like, that would be censored, bro. What about the kitties? What? Everything has been part of the president's plan to produce the cure to psychonecrosis. Okay, so when the first fighter was diagnosed with the disease, the president was utterly shaken. He cursed himself for ever introducing the use of feral souls. So he made himself to be the biggest villain in order to create the cure? Probably has to be killed at optimal. Determined to find a cure, he turned to the treasure that had been passed down through his line. The egg of a lindworm, a creature known for its phenomenal regenerative abilities. After much experimentation, he ultimately extracted the soul of the unborn beast and took it into himself. And though he transformed into a monstrosity possessed of preternatural regeneration, he sadly could not use his powers to heal others. To make matters worse, the power meant he was forever locked in its serpentine form. So it was that he was forced to confine himself to this mausoleum. For a small blessing, his regulator still allowed him control over the Arcadion's devices, and he could remotely operate machinery. Makes sense. Kind of like, Erinville Mom. That was how he was able to make contact with me and convey his intent to sacrifice himself and have the cure made from his heart. Oh, so is that why he was crying? He was sad because of the sacrifice the president was making? Because it was getting close to it? Alas, the lindworm was too powerful. Even the tyrant proved no match, and the Arcadion remained in operation as the search continued for a warrior capable of defeating him. Those fighters who developed psychonecrosis had to be retired and put into a deep sleep, a cold stasis to keep the disease at bay until they could be cured. It was for this reason that Eutrope was kidnapped. The president lamented subjecting more souls to the disease, but for want of other solutions, he could only pass on with his plan. And he had to do it fabulously because he's all about the stage.
If that's the truth, then why didn't you tell us?
The president was nothing if not a showman. He dedicated his regrets, his desire for atonement, and indeed his very life to bring greater thrills to the masses. In doing so, he would promote fiercer competition and give rise to ever stronger fighters, one of whom he hoped would rise up to challenge him. And that makes sense why he turned himself into the ultimate bad guy. He died being the ultimate villain in his story that he wanted. It was to keep the competition running that the disease was kept secret. And though many fighters showed promise, it seemed as though none would ever transcend the tyrant. That is, until you appeared. From the moment he saw you, the president was certain that you'd be able to defeat him. All he needed to do was to spur you on, and to do so he cast you as a rebel who would tear down the Arcadion, and himself as the greatest heel it has ever known. The man couldn't help but turn everything into a spectacle. It's so absurd, one can't help but admire it.
So this entire time, we've been puppets in the president's play?
Nani? The boyfriend's coming in.
Confound it, he's already recovered!
Okay, let's go.
Will help too.
Power of friendship moment, let's go.
It's no good. Everybody listen up.
Hoarse voice? Oh, it's a champion. Oh, Brew Bomber!
The questions can wait. Right now I need you all to channel me your aether.
Channel to me your aether. Sorry, I couldn't read that. I was shocked. This song is pretty cool too.
It is a spirit bomb! Use it, Zordia! Our combined power!
Power of friendship! Let's go!
Oh, Nani?
Oh my gosh, wait! That was great. Especially as a healer.
We need to finish him. We need to finish him now.
You fought well, champion. Leave the rest to us.
Who's this? Is this the actual... Ah, okay, there we go. Okay, My Hero Academia!
The president confided in us long ago. We've been acting according to his instructions. It was my duty to serve as the challenger's final test. And to ensure their hands would not be sullied.
Okay, alright! They're the ones that'll kill him? Dude, the music in this... in Arcadion is so dope, bro.
It's a Dragon Ball. It was the battle of a lifetime. Even without feral souls, the Arcadians' future is bright. Dragon Ball Z.
Chala, hey, chala. Sorry, this is a sad moment. I'm sorry, I'm ruining it. Sad. Can we get a shout out for Riki, please? Sadness, sorry.
Hector, I thought you were gone. That you died after becoming that fiend. I thought the same, but then I woke up and I was myself again. How? Matam explained everything after that. The president had given me less potent souls for the bout, and then his people restored me back to normal.
Wow, his people are great.
I've been resting in the Arcadian's infirmary ever since. When I saw what was happening on the broadcast, nothing could keep me from coming to help.
Nah. Oh, he's crying, of course. Oh.
I might have pushed myself too hard. Forgot I had this little disease.
Right. That. We should move everyone to the infirmary immediately and have the cure created. I shall personally tend to matters from here. Every soul will be saved. I give you my word. I have to say, I'm a mite miffed that Brute stole the spotlight, but I'm glad everyone is safe.
Try not to encourage the verdant dancer. He's already insufferably smug enough as it is.
Had a feeling it'd play out like this. For all his quirks, I knew the old man couldn't truly be a villain.
I watched the broadcast from start to finish. You are absolutely amazing, Zordia. Though it's taken some time, you've inspired me to change my view towards souls. Like Yana, I've decided to remove my regulator as well. By the way, some people from the Arcadion dropped by earlier to apologize for the president's deception. They even helped fix up the gym. It's been quite a whirlwind of events, but it seems the worst is over. All that remains is to pray that everyone is cured.
Sometime later. Thank you for someone with Prime, Riki. You rock.
I am pleased to say the treatment was effective. Everyone has made a full recovery from psychonecrosis.
Ah, his kitty cats! It's not my birthday.
The symptoms are completely gone. I feel like myself again thanks to the cure. And of course to you as well, Zordia.
Yana told me all. Words do not suffice to show my gratitude, but please accept my thanks. Yeah, mine too. I owe you one.
This big softy!
Before setting off for their homes, the heavyweight fighters and those who were in stasis also expressed their heartfelt gratitude for you. And it'd be remiss of me not to do the same. Thank you, Zordia. I, meanwhile, must apologize to everyone. Though it was to conceal the president's plan, the fact remains I deceived you. I am truly sorry.
So he was crying. All's well that ends well. You need to be punished. And here I thought you were the true mastermind. No, literally, though.
Me? The mastermind? You give me too much credit. I've not the imagination to conceive such an audacious plan. That said, I did work behind the scenes to ensure all went according to the script. In light of this, perhaps I could be considered the mastermind. In the end, everything is as the president had hoped. Wherever he is now, he too would doubtless be overjoyed. He sacrificed himself to save us all. Another debt I can never repay. The president actually had one last wish, that those who still bear love for the Arcadion, even after everything, continue to fight and bring excitement to the fans. He really had us all figured out. It's as if we're still dancing in the palm of his hand.
Cute.
Lest you wonder, I've arranged for the souls in the repository to be set free as you desired. Never again shall feral souls be wielded in the Arcadion. From now on, matches will only be fought between unenhanced warriors. The upstart's revolution was a success. This means, however, that there are none at present who could offer you contest. Until our fighters have become strong enough, I'm afraid we won't have any matches for you.
I was looking forward to defending my title. I'm sure that day will come soon.
I think I speak for everyone when I say I'd love to face you unenhanced. I won't stop training until I'm ready.
Now then, there is to be a crowning ceremony for the new Grand Champion. Naturally, it can't begin without you, so pray come to the green room at your earliest convenience.
I feel like Belle in this dress, or like a Disney princess in this dress.
The ceremony will be held in the very ring we fought in. It wasn't all that long ago, yet somehow it feels like an age. But come, everyone's already out there waiting. Make sure you're dressed for the occasion because all of Alexandria will be watching.
I guess.
My fellow citizens, we are gathered here to recognize a new grand champion in the Arcadion, an unstoppable force of nature who tore through every obstacle in her way. Please join me in welcoming this radiant star to the stage. The woman who boldly ushered in revolution, the unenhanced yet undefeated queen of the Arcadion, Zordia Doom!
The lights are so bright.
Hold it right there!
Oh yeah, where's Bomber? The brute Bomber. Of course, there's something. They're all laughing.
It's a farce that you're the grand champion. I refuse to accept it! Oh my! The brute Bomber has barged into Zordia's ceremony again! Does the man never learn? I demand a rematch! Just you and me, unenhanced! Not so fast!
Oh!
Heck yeah.
Watching you get tossed aside by Zordia would hardly be entertaining. I'll be your opponent.
Okay, music, we're about to get ads, by the way. Why did this give me Persona vibes?
Black Cat has leapt into the ring. I dare say this should be an even match. With the president no longer with us, it falls to my humble self to authorize the matches. And on this occasion, I am pleased to approve an impromptu exhibition. Whoa. Oh, heck yeah.
Cute. Oh my gosh, this dominatrix.
Let this be a clash to christen the Arcadian's rebirth. She's the claw that gleams in revolution's shadow, the rebel that prowls the dark, Black Cat. He's the man who's been to hell and lived to tell the tale, the incorrigible, reprehensible Brute Bomber!
I did it! I beat the Brute Bomber! Sorry for spoiling your moment with that charade, but we wanted to kick off the new era of the Arcadian with a bang. Ventum came up with a last-minute script and I agreed to join in. Retired fighters have been returning as well, eager to fight in unenhanced matches. We're all going to do our part to keep the Arcadian exciting. And as you may have already noticed, everyone's decided to remove the regulator. That's because we won't be needing souls anymore, feral or otherwise. Meanwhile, since you have no equal, you've been granted the title of Eternal Champion and entered into the Hall of Fame. You're already a legend, basically. Now, though you may not be able to fight, we'd still love to see you. So don't be a stranger and drop by at my gym or the green room from time to time. As much as I hate to admit it, we played into the president's hands from the start, but it was only because you were the protagonist of his script that we could bring the tale to a happy conclusion. We truly couldn't have done it without you, our unenhanced grand champion, so please allow me to thank you again. We're forever in your debt.
Heck yeah! I did it! Ah, the inspired youth is here. I like that he's still wearing his hat.
Zordia, I'm training my hardest so I can become a fighter just like you someday. Then we can form a tag team together and teach bad guys a lesson. I never thought I would live to enjoy a simple life with my sisters again. It feels like a blissful dream I could wake up from at any moment. Things could have turned out quite different. The president may have had an elaborate plan to produce the cure, but many of us would not be here today had you not triumphed. I truly can't thank you enough, Zordia. Hey, Zordia! Make yourself at home. Grab a tonic or whatever else you like. You're always welcome here. As you can see, we've been attracting new members of late, but I haven't been neglecting my own training either. I'm aiming to be the first grand champion of the reborn Arcadion after all. And I'm not going to stop there. No, I'll keep pressing on until I achieve my dream. Getting strong enough to not only face you in the ring, but win too.
That's gonna take a lot, bruh. I got protagonist powers, okay?
Hello, Zordia. Ever since you became the Eternal Grand Champion, we've had an endless stream of people eager to join Tri-Tails training. Unfortunately, with Yana and you busy with taking to the ring again, we've had to limit the number of applicants we accept. One day I hope we can expand the gym and train a lot of fighters. By the way, have you spoken with the others recently? If you haven't already, you should seek them out. You'll find them around the city, in the Arcadion, or even in Heritage Found. I'm sure they'd love to see you.
In Heritage Found as well? Oh, the fans! Dead.
Oh my! The unenhanced Grand Champion is speaking to me. Congratulations on your victory. And thank you for inspiring us with your feats in the ring. It truly saddens me that I will not be able to see your unfaltering figure in matches for a while. In the meantime, I hope to draw courage from watching the other fighters, who now do their best to battle unenhanced.
I had faith that you would usher in a new era for the Arcadians, Zordia, and I'm thankful that you did, especially now that I know using a feral soul can trigger the onset of such a horrible disease. It's truly a relief that matches will now be fought between unenhanced fighters. And what's more, I've heard those afflicted will make a full recovery and eventually return to the ring. The Arcadian's future has never been more exciting. To think the Howling Blade and the other fighters were suffering from a terrible soul-ravaging disease. You have my sincere gratitude for saving them. How will Sugar Riot choose to express the inspiration you gave her in your match? It's all I can think about. Hey! Dancing Green's making his grand return to the ring. Now the party'll never end, baby.
Miss Honey is returning from her retirement as a fighter. With her broadcasts and concerts on top of that, it'll be hard for we fans to keep up with everything. It's the unenhanced Grand Champion. I was saddened to hear that you won't be able to partake in matches for a while, but as your loyal fan, I'll wait for the day I can see you in the ring again, no matter how long it takes. The Brute Bomber's back! He'll return the fire that's been missing from the Arcadian, even without a feral soul. You not only lived up to my expectations, you exceeded them. Wicked Thunder and Black Cat have returned from retirement, so I think I'll focus on supporting them once again.
I wish to retract my statement from earlier when I called you a novelty. You withstood Vamp Fatale's punishment, and not many could say the same. But I should warn you, the Dominatrix has amassed a sizable fortune from her cosmetic and confectionery brands. She's one of the most influential people in the city. Try to act high and mighty now that you're the Grand Champion, and you might not like the consequences.
I'll be damned, you really did change the Arcadian. Suppose I can still see the muscular women duking it out, though. Plus, there's the extremes who'll get up to all sorts of madness as usual. Hells, maybe shows will be even more thrilling now that everyone's fighting unenhanced. I'll give this new area of Arcadian a chance. Ugh, what you've done to my precious Arcadian! Fine, I will acknowledge that this change is for the best. It wasn't right that the fighters were getting sick from using feral souls, but just so you know, the tyrant isn't finished with you yet. He's out there training as hard as he can so he can beat you someday. Zordia, what brings you to the Arcadian this fine day? Should you have anything you wish to discuss, I shall be happy to oblige. I have nothing left to hide after all.
Oh, how fares the business?
Oh, quite well, my friend. Contrary to our initial fears, the audience has only grown since we ended the use of feral souls. Each day, nigh every seat in the house is sold out. This unprecedented success we, of course, owe to you. Your nail-biting bouts gave the people a taste of the thrills that unenhanced battles have to offer. Even now, in this Arcadion reborn, fighters vie for victory, seeking to ascend as the first grand champion.
What is the president's story?
As you know, the president traced his lineage to Lindblom. His ancestor was a noble of that lost kingdom, and a patron of the theatrical arts, and it seems the president inherited his forebear's passion. For in a single generation, he revived the long-forgotten Ascension Arcadia and transformed it into the premier enterprise for entertainment in Alexandria. Alas, the revival came at a terrible price: psychonecrosis. The emergence of this terminal disease pained the president to no end, and in order to cure the fighters, he ultimately chose to make the greatest sacrifice. With his love for theater, he had originally pursued a career as a stage actor. I dare say none was better suited for the part of the villainous president. To perform the role of a lifetime on the stage that is the Arcadian may well have been a fulfillment of his heart's desire. What's more, in no small part thanks to you, the Arcadian is no longer dependent on feral souls to deliver thrills. Wherever the president is now, I am sure he has no regrets.
Can you tell me more about the Lindworm?
It is both the namesake of Lindblom itself and the great serpent the president had become. I will share with you what he confided to me. Lindworms once thrived in the land where the nation of Lindblom was founded. Awed by the creature's great size and regenerative abilities, the first settlers chose to name their home after them, in hopes that it might bloom eternal and undying. By the time of the storm surge, the Lindblom had become little more than myth. But as the conflict raged on, a soul egg was discovered. In those troubled times, many suffered from excessive exposure to lightning aether, and developed symptoms such as debilitating paralysis. Seeking to deliver relief to the masses, scientists began conducting research on the Lindworm egg, that they might develop a medicine that stimulates one's regenerative factor. Yet no matter what they tried, they could not hatch the egg. It remained unhatched as the nation of Lindblom collapsed, and was entrusted to the care of the president's ancestor when he fled his homeland. As the years went on, the egg was all but forgotten, but that would change when the first cases of psychonecrosis were diagnosed in Arcadian fighters. Seeking a cure for the affliction, the president enlisted a scientist acquainted at Orgenics. It was then that he unearthed Lindblom's abandoned research into the regeneration factor. The president would often say that he felt a sense of destiny in that moment, when he learned that he could put to use the egg he had inherited. The rest you know as well as me. Thanks to the advent of soul technology, he was able to extract the Lindworm's soul from the unhatched egg, and he injected it into himself in a bid to cure his fighters. Alas, he found that his regenerative powers could not be used on others, and he was left with but one option, that a stimulant might be created from its heart. Come to check up on us, Zordia? I'm giving Hector a hand before his match. Actually, that's a lie. I'm here to see the kittens. This hoarder refuses to let them leave his sight, bringing them to even the green room. Anyway, there was something I wanted to tell you. I've decided to use my next off-season to visit the world beyond the barrier. I've always felt cramped inside this dome. I look forward to seeing what's outside it.
Whoa, so we could see Ritsara somewhere else. Interesting.
What do you want? If you're here to mock me, I've got a match coming up, and I'm trying to focus, so scram! Wait, we worked pretty well together with that coordinated attack before. Well, if you're eager to form a team, I don't mind teaching you the secrets of the technique. Oh! What? Hello? Good to see you, my friend. Did you also have trouble reaching the outskirts?
I didn't know they were here.
It's a wonder you haven't been zapped to smithereens.
Perish the thought. These boots grant me resistance to paralysis.
I know, I wasn't expecting to see Prish. I didn't expect to see the two of them. You can't interact with them. They have like their own little dialogue that you have to read. Hold on. Now let me see if there are others from the Arcadian here.